People say Dr. Umar Johnson is a scam. What do you have to say about that?
No donors have ever said that. Only jealous YouTubian struggle streamers. We've already been audited by the IRS. So if I was a scammer, I think it would be known by now.
So I decided to do my own bit of research, and I learned some juicy details about the property, about Umar, and about his bullshit. So let's get into it.
Just Coast, Just Coast.
Just Coast, Just Coast, Just Coast, Just Coast. Just Coast.
Welcome to the show.
If you haven't subscribed to AG Tactical, I highly recommend that you do. He has an amazing channel. He's such a funny, good person. He's just a good guy, and he has a great community. I mean, if I don't watch like a couple of people that I subscribe to every day, including AG Tactical, like I feel like my day is incomplete. So anyway, here's AG giving us a little bit of information about who Umar is.
But the more you look into this situation, you're starting to understand that Dr. Umar is one of the most elite grifters amongst grifters out here, bro. He's been able to literally fund himself off of the thought of an idea. We got to talk about FDMG. FDMG this, FDMG that, FDM motherfucker. Man, FDMG to the fucking moon, okay? Dr. Umar has been saying for 10 years, for a decade, Dr. Umar has been funding money to build a school for the black babies and black positivity, and they just, you know, it's for the community. This shit is ridiculous, bro. And it's starting to piss me off because now there's a lot of money going into this. The school is never going to open, folks. I promise you that. It's never going to open. Trying to bring the support back so he could grift another 10 years and maybe retire off of it.
Back in December of 2021, Umar Johnson posted this image on his IG with the caption, "If you see this man, please call police. Wanted by law enforcement for FDMG vandalism." He also posted this picture stating that Donald Murray vandalized the FDMG campus last night. He indicated the reason he did this was because he lost a court case and was looking for street justice. So who is Donald, and what court case is Umar Johnson referring to?
Who is Donald, and what court case is he referring to that Donald lost? So the first thing that I wanted to know was who actually owns that property, the school that he's always, he's trying to scam people on. So I Googled it and I got the address, and I decided I was going to do a little real estate research on it. This was just something that I found when I was trying to find the address, and it's a screenshot that someone had taken. I blocked out their name because I don't know if I'm supposed to show it or not. And it says FDMG Academy, and then he has a P.O. box. Anyway, this is the actual address of the place. It's 610 and 611 East 17th in Wilmington, Delaware. So I typed in the address, and I was looking for real estate information. I was looking for who owns the property, what are the taxes on it. You can find all that information. It's all public record online. But what came up was actually a court reference. And it's this is going to be several pages. We're going to get into what it is and what it means. It's a docket for Tuesday, April 6th of 2021. It's a breach of contract judgment. Donald Murray versus Umar Johnson, which is his name. And the reason I know this is him is because here's his address, Umar Johnson, and he actually listed the school as his address. We'll get into whether or not that's his actual address or not. I blocked out Donald Murray's information because it was literally like his phone number and address from home and everything. So this is what it says. It's a pretrial conference, and all of these dates that you're going to see on these next few pages are basically the court trying to reach out to Donald and then trying to reach out to Umar, and then one person has an excuse and then that person has an excuse, and it went on and on and on, and the court kept pushing it back and pushing it back. This is the Court of Common Pleas in Wilmington, Delaware. So it starts out April 6, 2021, breach of contract filed, summons complaint filed, filing date April 6, 2021. April 6, request for informa forward to Anyway, service by sheriff requested to serve Umar for defendant Umar Johnson. Motion for default judgment. That's what Donald Murray is asking for. And it goes on and on. I'm talking, this is September of 2021, October 15th, November 15th of 2021, November 15th, November 30th, notice returned. Pretrial notice returned to CCP, remailed to 600 East 17th Street, Wilmington, DE. That address appears on answer filed by Dependent Umar Johnson. Now that's saying 600 East 17th Street. Maybe I don't know, but whoever typed this is like, it says Wilmington. Notice sent. Email communication between defendant and CPEL mail. Defendant requests that mailing address be updated to P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, as well as information to Zoom hearings. So now Umar is asking, change it to this P.O. box because he doesn't live at that address. He's not going to get any mail there. So he changed it to a P.O. box and then asked if he can have Zoom hearings. He can't be accountable for shit and he's scandalous. So, that's probably not even a real P.O. box. It's probably a virtual P.O. box. But in my opinion, these are just my thoughts. Okay, so it goes on and 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 on. Look at January 10th of 2022, January 14th, January 21st, February 11th, February 16th, February 17th, June 24th, June 24th, June 29th, July 22nd, July 25th, August 18th of 2022, September 23rd, October 20th, November, over a year later, November 29th of 2022, December 12th of 2022, all the way till January 10th of 2023, April 4th of 2023. This is 2 years later, May 1st of 23. Are we surprised though? We're not. May 24th of 2023, June 1st of 2023, June 1st, June 20th, June 27th, July 11th, August 3rd, September 11th, November 3rd. Finally, November 3rd of 2023, I think it was finally over. So I was like, not trying to read all that at the time. And it was just like, it was a lot. So I submitted those images to ChatGPT and I said, sum this up for me. And it said, well, first it starts explaining like how to read the forms. And then this will be to like reference, like if you want to know more details on like how to read it and what the details of everything in the images mean of the docket. And then I said, can you summarize what the conclusion of this case was for Umar? ChatGPT said, here's a full plain English summary of what happened and how the case concluded for Umar Johnson. Case overview, case ID, blah, 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 title, Donald Murray versus Umar Johnson, court, Delaware Court of Common Pleas. I think that's how you say that. Newcastle County, filed April 6, 2021, type, breach of contract, status, judgment entered, cases concluded. Timeline and key events. 2021, the case begins. April 6, 2021, Donald Murray filed a breach of contract lawsuit against Umar Johnson. April through September of 2021, there were problems serving Umar. The address first used, associated with a boarded up property. ChatGPT wrote that. I didn't even know. That's so funny. There were problems serving Umar. The address first used, associated with a boarded up property, was invalid. Eventually, service was successful in September of 2021. October, Umar Johnson filed an answer to the complaint, meaning he formally responded to the lawsuits. December 2021, January 20 through January 2022, early court conferences were scheduled and rescheduled. Both sides were notified. 2022, motions and conduct issues, June through July. The court discovered that one party, the plaintiff, Donald Murray, had recorded a court proceeding and posted it online, which is illegal. A rule to show cause hearing was held in July of 2022. Murray failed to appear and was found in contempt of court, but this did not affect Umar's defense. It just paused the process temporarily. August through December of 22. The court scheduled a new civil trial. November 29th of 2022, Umar requested a continuance delay due to illness. The court granted it. The new trial date was January 11th of 23. January 10th of 2023, Umar filed a request for dismissal and the court temporarily stayed or paused the trial to consider it. 2023, trial and final judgment. April through May of 23, the court reset trial for June 1st of 23. Umar requested another continuance or delay on May 22nd, but it was denied by the judge. The order explicitly warned that failure to appear at trial could result in a default judgment or dismissal. June 1st, 2023, the civil trial was held in person at the Newcastle County Courthouse. Plaintiff Donald Murray appeared. Defendant Umar Johnson did not appear. Marked FTA, failure to appear. June 1st, 2023, same day, the court granted a default judgment in favor of Donald Murray. The order states, default judgment is granted in favor of plaintiff and against Umar Johnson for the reasons stated on the record. The court scheduled a later damage hearing to decide how much money was owed. Damage hearing and final decision. July 11th, 2023, damage hearing was held. Both parties were present all of a sudden. The hearing was overseen by Commissioner Emily Farrell. September 11th, 2023, the court issued its final decision. Judgment is entered against Umar Johnson in the amount of $3,000 plus post-judgment interest at the legal rate. This means Umar Johnson lost the case and owes $3,000 plus interest to Donald Murray, Don. November 3rd, 2023, the court resent paperwork to the correct mailing address confirming the final judgment had been entered. Final outcome or summary. Defendant Umar Johnson lost the case. Plaintiff Donald Murray won a $3,000 judgment plus interest. Reason: the court granted default judgment because Umar failed to appear at the June 1st, 2023 trial after previously being denied a continuance. Well, I guess Donald didn't lose the trial. And I bet you he wasn't up in your nasty ass school causing trouble. Bet he wasn't. I bet those are more lies that you're spreading, just like every time you open your mouth. So, really, we're not surprised. Date judgment entered September 11th, 2023. Status judgment, case closed. So I said, what was the case for? What was the main issue? And it said, Donald Murray versus Umar Johnson, Delaware Court of Common Pleas, Newcastle County, April 6, 2021, type 4B, breach of contract. And then it says what breach of contract means. A breach of contract case means one party claims the other broke an agreement, oral or written, usually by not paying for something that was promised, not performing agreed upon work or service, or failing to fulfill terms in a business or financial deal. Well, that's all those answers certainly just sum up everything that I've been learning about this dude. All of those things are par for the course. The person filing, Donald Murray, would be saying Umar Johnson failed to meet an agreed obligation and he, Murray, suffered damages as a result. Well, none of us are surprised. What the docket suggests about the dispute. While the docket doesn't include the full complaint, which would spell out the details, here's what the record tells us. It was filed as a civil debt type contract case, not a criminal or personal injury case. The early notes mention civil motion hearings and debt motions, implying it involved money owed or a financial agreement rather than property or defamation. So he's probably the only one out of all the people who donated money to this scam artist. I almost said scam bag. Yeah, scam bag. He's probably one of the people who donated money and nothing's happened. Why aren't more people doing this? I bet you if more people did this and actually filed, one of these lawsuits against him, that they would get their money back because he's not doing anything. And it's going to get juicy right here in a minute when I give you the details about what actually is the ownership and real estate information for that property. Let's get into it right now. I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Donald Murray sued Umar Johnson for not honoring a financial or service-related agreement worth about $3,000. Since the final judgment awarded exactly $3,000, the court likely agreed that this was the value of the loss or unpaid contract amount. Summary of the main issue. Donald Murray alleged that Umar Johnson failed to uphold a contractual agreement, most likely involving payment or performance of a small-scale obligation valued at $3,000. Court's findings. Umar Johnson did not appear for trial, so the court entered a default judgment, automatic win for the plaintiff. After a damages hearing, the court awarded $3,000 to Donald Murray, blah, blah, blah. Reason for ruling. Umar failed to appear at the June 1st, 2023 trial. So then I wanted to know exactly what was going on with the property. And I know you can find that information online. So I went on the Newcastle County, Delaware government website and I typed in the parcel number. And this is the property assessment for 611 East 17th Street. The school is actually two separate buildings technically, and it's 610 and 611. Now, I haven't found anything about 610. Only 611. 610 has no parcel number. So it does say 611 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware, subdivision Wilmington, owner Douglas, Frederick, and Garvey Marcus, DFGM. Editing Jesse here. As I was watching this back, I'm noticing myself going through some thoughts as I'm saying that. And it's because doesn't Umar call it FDMG, which is not what the name is. It's Douglas, Frederick, Garvey, whatever the fuck it is, but it's just wrong. Everything about him is all mixed up and backwards. Property class, exempt commercial, and then you go down, and it talks about the zoning and district, and then it shows the deed history. So, the last person to assume the property, the deed is in the name of Douglas, Frederick, and Garvey Marcus. Actually, don't I have arrows down here? Yeah. So there was actually two of these. These are the two links that came up when I typed in that parcel number. They both, however, say 611 East 17th Street. So I don't know why there's two. So maybe he does own both and they're like technically registered under. I don't know. I don't know that information. But what it does say is that, it shows all the previous owners, the sale amount. So the sale amount previously $250,000. In 2013, it was sold for $1.3 million. In 2017, it was sold for $1,250,000 essentially. And in 2019, was sold to the Douglas, Frederick, and Garvey Marcus Foundation, or whatever the hell it is, for $10. But it wasn't even sold for $10. And I'm going to tell you how I know that. It was actually a gift. It was actually given to him. And here's the other kicker. He doesn't owe taxes on it, ever. He doesn't have to pay taxes on that property. So where the fuck is all that money? You didn't have to even buy the building. You don't owe taxes on it ever at all. And you bought what? A brand new toilet for it? And you had someone paint an ugly ass mural on the side of the wall? Boy, let's get into it. Property overview. 611 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19802. Mailing address, same as before. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. Property class, exempt commercial, charitable and benevolent. This means it is tax exempt, typically because it's used for nonprofit, educational, or charitable purposes. Lot size, 0.59 acres, frontage, 300 feet, zoning, blah, blah, blah. Municipal info within Wilmington's property tax area, tax and assessment information. Land assessment is worth $219,000 plus. Structure, the building assessment, is worth over $2 million. The total assessed value, $2,228,200 is how much that property and building is worth. And he got it for free, doesn't owe taxes on it, and is scamming money from hardworking human beings. I know I'm out of my lane when it comes to this, but I'm not out of my lane when it comes to people getting scammed. Hardworking people who barely skate by, who barely have enough money to even like pay their rent. They're living paycheck to paycheck, but they think that you're doing something for a good cause and then you're scamming them? Bro, the fuck? Why don't you sell that building and pay the people back? Anyway, let's go on. Pisses me off. Taxable value $0. This confirms the property does not currently owe county or school taxes because it's listed as exempt commercial, charitable, and benevolent. So it just breaks down what I just showed you. So the current listed owners as of 2019 are Douglas Frederick and Garvey Marcus, RBG International Leadership Academy, Inc. The sale was recorded for $10, which typically indicates a transfer of ownership for legal organizational reasons, like a nonprofit restructuring or donation, not a traditional purpose. So I have a classic truck. I have a 1966 Chevy C10, and it was actually given to me by a friend of mine. And when she transferred title, you can't just say it was a gift. You can, but you have to still put a dollar amount on there. So she put $10 on there, even though it was a gift. I didn't actually pay $10. And that's essentially what is happening here. Final line shows county balance due 0 and school balance due, here we go, 0. There's even an overpayment credit of $12,192, meaning they've paid more than owed or have a credit on file. And I wonder if he even knows that, or if he's just too busy rolling around in donators' money to even care that there's over $12,000 just sitting there is available for him to collect if he wants it. So then I said, so Umar got the property for free and doesn't have to pay taxes on it? And ChatGPT said, that's essentially correct. Here's how it breaks down in legal and financial terms. The property transfer was a $10 sale or for free, according to the Newcastle County deed history. The property at 611 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware, transferred on February 6, 2019 from K-12 Management, Inc. to Douglas Frederick and Garvey Marcus, RBG International Leadership Academy, Inc. Sale amount $10. In real estate records, a $10 sale price doesn't mean the property literally cost $10. It's a symbolic or nominal amount used for a non-arm's length transfer. That usually means it was a donation, a transfer to a nonprofit, or a conveyance within a related organization, not a standard purchase. So yes, Umar Johnson's organization, RBG International Leadership Academy, Inc., acquired the property without paying market value. The likely explanation is that the seller donated or transferred it for charitable use to become a school. Why there are no property taxes? The record lists the property class as exempt, commercial, charitable, and benevolent. That means that the property is owned by a nonprofit organization recognized as tax exempt under Delaware and federal law because it's used or intended to be used for educational charitable purposes. Delaware waives county and school taxes. You can see that reflected in the tax summary. County balance due 0, school balance due 0, even shows an overpayment of $12,000 extra funds on the account. So as long as it remains classified as charitable, the property owes no property tax. Okay, so ChatGPT was, so basically the building was donated to him. He got the building for free. He doesn't owe taxes on it. He's actually, on the plus side, he's owed $12,000 something because of overpay. I don't know who paid that, but I have questions. And so then I wanted to know how Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Leadership Academy, FDMG, was actually associated with this property. So, timeline of key events. 2014, Umar Johnson publicly promotes vision for a school for Black boys, Pan-African oriented, and later names it the FDMG Academy. 2018 to 2019, Johnson announces purchase ownership of a building in Wilmington, Delaware for FDMG. So 2014, he decided he was going to do this. 2019, we know that he was given this building. So it took him all that time to either find a building to get for free so he could pull the scam off, or I don't know. February 6, 2019, property deed shows transfer of the Wilmington parcel to Douglas Frederick, blah, blah, blah. April 2020, the nonprofit FDMG is listed as tax exempt. Okay, so that explains a little bit of why taxes were paid for that 1 year. It still doesn't explain the others, but according to Nonprofit Explorer, 2021, Johnson gives interviews saying school building is nearly ready. Did he really? Did he really? God dang. 2021, Johnson gives interviews saying school building is nearly ready, needing finishing work, HVAC, plumbing, electric to open. Example, he said if pro bono work happened, it could open in 3 weeks. Dude, he's got some nerve. He's gotten over is it 2 million? I don't know, but I think that's the number I keep hearing in the videos. $2 million in donations. And he's like, if I can get someone to do it for free, it'll happen. Ew, Mr. Johnson. Ew. Anyway, so irritating. I hate liars. I hate stupid people, and I hate lazy people. And he's working on 2 out of 3. And I hate when people take advantage of people. Hardworking people. Be ashamed of your fucking self. 2023, Johnson states grand opening September 2024. With all that mildew that's still there. These are all actual articles that I could click on, by the way, but I don't feel like it. June 2024, rolling out interview. Johnson says, we're near the finish line, but I'm done putting dates on it. Or do you have like a little bit of a conscience? Is that what that is? You're tired, or are you tired of people, giving you shit when they're like, hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? You're tired of making promises that you can't keep? I bet that gets exhausting if I were you. I mean, I'm surprised you don't just pass out wherever you go. I'd be so fucking exhausted from making promises I can't keep. Sucker. To June 14th, 2025, report of vandalism at the building, which we already know was false. The vandalism was that ugly ass mural that you put on the side of the building. That's what the vandalism was. You vandalized your own building with the ass. It's ugly. It is. You vandalized your own building. And then you try to blame it on Donald. Like when I read about this school and I read about like what you had set it out to be, which we're going to get into in a second, it screams like I just picture like horrifying things happening inside of that school. Like I just picture ill intentions. Like there's nothing good about you, Umar, Mr. Johnson. There's nothing good about you. You are evil. You are the complete opposite of what you try to portray yourself to be. And the fact that, like, I'm so glad that AG did this. I'm so glad that AG covered this, because we need to expose these corrupted scam artists, because that's a lot of fucking money. And you have a whole community of people who desperately need actual places like you're saying that you're going to open up. And looking at the area of, Wilmington, Delaware, I'm not trying to be offensive, but it looks like, it's not like the fanciest place on earth, I guess is the nicest way to say it. Like people there probably need help. And all you're doing is stealing. You're a thief. You're a liar and a thief and a con artist. And you should be going to prison, and I bet you will be soon. There's absolutely no way. If things aren't in the works right now, being filed, I would be surprised. Because yuck. You're yuck. Anyway, we all know that's vandalism's bullshit. Causing further delay of the opening. Oh, report of vandalism at the building causing further delay of the fake vandalism that didn't happen, or are you talking about your ugly mural? Yeah, because no one wants to go to a school with that shit on the side of the fucking building. Anyway, in my personal opinion, August 2025, multiple reports that the school is at risk of auction or forced sale due to unpaid fees registration, and Johnson publicly appeals for donations to prevent loss. You get the building for free. You don't owe any taxes on it. You just owe some fee. Yet you've already been scamming people for money for 10 years. And now you want to ask people for more money to prevent the how could you get a place for free? Sell it. Sell it and go buy another place. The place is worth $2 million. I mean, probably not in the condition it's in right now because it's disgusting because you haven't done shit to it. You're a sad, sad human being. I don't even want you anywhere near my fucking aura. I don't want you anywhere near my vibrational fucking energy space. You're gross. You're a gross person. You're not even a person. You're like, eh. I don't even know what you are. Blech. In my personal opinion. What has been achieved? I'm surprised there's words under this. The building property has been acquired and transferred into the nonprofit entity's ownership. Congratulations. Nonprofit status obtained and tax-exempt classification in place from April 2020. Public acknowledgement by Johnson of renovation and preparation work, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, building inspections for the school. That's it. Basically, what has been achieved? What has been achieved? He was given the building, he obtained a tax-exempt classification on his nonprofit, and you made an announcement. That's what's been achieved. That's it. And you earned a lot of fucking money given to you by hardworking people thinking that it's going towards this place to help children. To help children. Children. I'm going to get really mad here in a second. It fires me up, man. What still seems pending or problematic? Everything. Despite many public announcements of opening dates, September 3rd of 2024, the school has not been confirmed as operating with student staff in full programming. Yeah. Could say that again. Financial disclosures show zero revenue expenses reported for some years, despite significant assets of over $630,000 in just 2024. The vandalism in 2025 and the auction fee risk in 2025 suggest major operational and regulatory hurdles remain. Johnson, Umar, has reportedly stated that building inspections, occupancy are major remaining hurdles. Why, are you living there? Are you living there? Is that why you bought a toilet? Because you're actually homeless? Because you don't know how to manage money? Okay, so I asked ChatGPT, what did I ask? What exactly is the RBG International Leadership Academy? Like, I want to know, what is it? You know? Here's a detailed breakdown of what RBG International Leadership Academy, also referred to as the FDMG Academy, is claimed to be, how it's officially constituted, and what the public record shows. This will help you get a clear review. Blah, blah. The organization is officially registered in Delaware under blah, 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 nonprofit name Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey. I mean, blah, 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 listed as tax exempt since April 2020. Its declared mission is African American centered education, both day school and residential schooling for children, particularly those served in underserved communities. You know what? You kind of are. I'm kind of hoping that this is a huge lesson for children and adults everywhere to not ever do business with you, to never fall for false prophets and scam artists, and to not believe everything that they hear. I hope you are teaching them something. I hope you're teaching them a lot about who you really are, about what you really are all about, and to not ever fuck with you. I hope they're getting a good education. And we're going to this is part of it. We're going to learn something today. Okay. According to its founder, Dr. Umar Johnson, I love that it constantly calls him Dr. Umar Johnson. The school is envisioned as a residential style academy boarding component for, wait, am I even showing this on? No, I'm not showing it. Hang on, damn it! Hang on, I gotta change it. So, back to what I was saying. According to its founder, Dr. Umar Johnson, the school is envisioned as a residential style academy, which creeps me out, really. Boarding component for Black boys and future expansion to girls. grounded in Pan-African values. Located at the Wilmington, Delaware building 611 East 17th Street and adjacent, that was purchased, transferred into the nonprofit structure. The organization claims that donations to the entity are tax deductible since it is a 501c3, whatever that is. Okay, what the public record shows and doesn't show. The nonprofit filings list assets of around $634,000 in 2024, but show zero reported revenue or expenses in certain years. So, according to public record and this property, there is zero reported revenue or expenses. You haven't spent a dime on this property, on this school, on this academy. There is no record that this academy has had anything done to it. There is a balance of $634,000 as of 2024 for the nonprofit, but shows zero reported revenue or expenses in any years. The Cost IQ profile says provides African American centered education for children in underdeserved communities through blah, 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 blah. I'm not even reading it because it's bullshit. There have been news reports raising concerns about the actual operational status of the school. For example, one article, "The School That Never Rang a Bell," over a decade since Dr. Umar Johnson, the building exists, but the project still has no students, no staff, no sign of opening. Another reports of unpaid bills and potential seizure of the campus property tied to the entity. There is a cease and desist order issued in Pennsylvania regarding solicitation by Frederick Douglass and blah, blah, blah for being unregistered in that jurisdiction. And I have a copy of that right here. Let me show you. Where is it? Okay. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Department of State, Bureau of Corporations and Charitable Organizations. This was received and stamped and dated on March 4th, 2022, in the matter of FDMG, RBG Leadership Academy, file blah, 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 cease and desist order. And now, this 4th day of March 2022, the acting secretary of the Commonwealth, having found that Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey, RBG Leadership Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, blah, 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 is not registered with the Department of State's Bureau of Corporations and Charitable Organizations and or has failed to submit all requested documentation to the Department of State Bureau of Corporations and Charitable Organizations or the Bureau of Enforcement and Investigation in accordance with the Pennsylvania solicitation of funds or blah, blah, blah. My goodness. Hang on. Let's see if I can make this bigger because I can't read. Okay. Hereby orders the in accordance with the Pennsylvania Solicitation of Funds for Charitable Purposes Act, blah, 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 blah. Hereby orders Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey, RBG Leadership Academy, to immediately cease and desist from soliciting contributions on behalf of or as a charitable organization or conducting any services of a professional fundraising council or Bureau of Corporations and Charitable Organizations with all previously requested information and duly registers or with, oh my goodness, I hadn't even read this yet. So he was legally ordered to stop taking money from people in the name of this nonprofit organization on March 4th of 2022. We're in 2025. March 4th, 2022, he was don't get too excited, girl. In March 4th of 2022, he was legally ordered to cease and desist all donations, to stop soliciting in Pennsylvania. Hereby orders Frederick blah, 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 to immediately cease and desist from soliciting contributions on behalf of or as a charitable organization or conducting any services of a professional fundraising council or professional solicitor in Pennsylvania until such time as it provides the Department of State Bureau of Corporations and Charitable Organizations with all previously requested information and duly registers or provides information that it is excluded or exempt from from registration as determined by the Department of State, Bureau, or corporations and charitable organizations. Respondent may also be subject to formal administrative action, which could result in the imposition of administrative fines of up to $1,000 per violation of the Act, plus an additional penalty of $100 per day for each day the violation continues. Damn. Wow. So we just read all of the stuff that ChatGPT has pulled up from all of the things. Now, the RBG International Leadership Academy is a legally registered nonprofit with a mission to build blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I didn't see anything about becoming now in because it said that he bought the building or was given the building in 2019 and that his nonprofit became tax exempt in April of 2020, right? That cease and desist was in 2022. So he hasn't done shit. He just got the nonprofit name, given the EIN, and then filed to have it be a tax exempt, AG, I just want to let you know that I have your gifts ready to mail. I'm being kind of lazy about it. So I promise I'm going to get them sent out to you soon. But, I just thought that you might find this information helpful. Please feel free to use it on your channel. Hope everyone learned a little bit more. Hope everyone learned a little bit more today. Let me just see if there's anything else before. Let's go back to the picture that I had at the beginning of my video. And I want to show you something. This was a picture that I found online for the FDMG Academy. Okay. Let's take a closer look at it. So first of all, what's up with his face? I mean, he don't look happy. He's looking at a picture of his school. Let's just take a closer look. Oh, okay. Right? And we're a little too close. Why is that guy's arm a bush? That's weird. What's going on back here? What's behind this dude? That's weird. And what happened to his arm? How come his arm is the sidewalk? What is this? Is this a dude crouched behind them? Or what's going on right there? Oops. What's going on right there? I just want to make sure we can see what I'm doing. What is going on? Let's get closer. Oh, is that a ghost? Wait a minute. Are these ghosts back here? What is going on? What happened to this guy's arm? Somebody needs to help him. And what's coming out of her head? I mean, this guy, he's haunting them. She's not doing what they're doing. Yeah. So fake as fuck. Are we surprised? No. This guy's arm's a bush too. I mean, you got all that money. Why don't you pay someone to make you a better picture? This mural. And of course, he's in the front and center. I mean, this guy right here, this guy doesn't even match. He's not even in the sun. Like all the other people. What? Black children matter. My ass, they do to you. They do matter, but not to you. Learn how to do something besides scam people out of money. This is disgusting. And I love how you tried to make it look like that's on there. That's not on there. That's fake. That's fake. By the way, pretty sure. Pretty sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it's fake. So, anywho, I hope you had a good time. And I appreciate you. I hope that you like the video. I hope that you click the like button because I'm just starting this channel and I really want to get it. I want to start growing and I want to bring people into my community because I love all the communities that I'm in. I love communities on YouTube. So if you would please subscribe so you can see when I come out with new stuff. I was doing music because I make music, but the algorithm gets really confused when you have music and true crime. So I took all the music off. off, and now it's just going to be like true crime, news, education, and entertainment, as far as like, you know, stuff we all like to talk about. Peace.
Just Coast.
Luffy, come to the show.
Camera. Thank you.